Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope all of you are fine. Welcome to another video lesson. Our today's video lesson is based on the topic flowchart uh, because that is the topic which is included in your second monthly assessment of computer science. So for that I have taken one question from the past paper and I have taken it from May-June 2020's past paper. So let's start the topic. As you are already familiar that how we attempt the trace table questions. I have given you plenty of worksheets. So let's try this new question. And this question from the past paper is about a player who is playing a game online, and there are some points won and points lost, and we have to calculate the difference basically. So according to the points which the player has won, and then if the player has lost some points, so we will subtract those points, we will find the difference, and according to that we will give the output which is already given to us by the examiner. So let's start and see what kind of steps we have to follow. Okay. So as you already know that we have to take input values given to us by the examiner in trace table style questions, and we have to put those values in our flow chart, the variables which we have in our flow charts, and we have to dry run the flow chart, and then we fill the trace table given here to us, and we put the values given to us by the examiner, and we write the output according to the statements given in the flowchart, right? So let's start. First we have to input, we have to take two values because we have two variables. First one is points won and the second one is points lost. Okay, so as you can see here, we have the first value, that is 5000. So this value will go in the variable points 1, and the second value, this one, 4474. So this second value will go to the second variable, that is points lost. Okay. So after putting these two values in the variables, let's move to the next step, and that is the condition we have to check. Is point 1 is equal to -1? It means that the value which we have inserted in a variable called points 1, is that equal to -1, or it's greater or different than -1? So what is the value which we have just inserted in points 1 variable? It's 5000 here, right? So it means the value in the variable points 1 is not equal to -1. So for because of that we'll move towards the no side. So in that we have a variable called difference, and what we have to do with that variable, we have to subtract the two previous variables. Those are points 1 minus points lost, and we have to store the resultant value in the variable called difference. Okay. So let's subtract the two values stored in variables called points 1 and points lost. So when you will subtract these two values, so you will get this value in the variable called difference, that is 526. So let's move to the next step, and we have to check another condition, that is saying is difference is greater or equal to 1000. It means the value which we have just stored in difference variable, is that greater or equal to 1000. So that value is neither greater nor equal to 1000. So let's see what we have to do. So for that we have to move towards the no side. Okay, because the value stored in difference variable is 526, so that is neither greater nor equal to 1000. So here in no, side, we have another condition, that is difference is lesser than 0. Means the value in the difference variable is lesser than 0 or not. So no, it's not lesser than 0 because that is 526. So we'll go towards the flow of no. So at the end we have to show the output that is saying keep on trying. So we have to write that output here in the output column, keep up trying, or you can say keep on trying. So we have to write the output in the output column. Okay, so I hope this first step is clear to you. Let me recall it quickly. We have to insert two values because we have two variables, so we have to take two values, right, given by the examiner. The first one is 5000, the second one is 4474. So we have inserted these two values in the variables called points won and points lost. So in the next step we have checked the condition. So the value in the points 1 is not equal to -1, so we have moved forward. Then we have subtracted the two values, 5000 minus 4474, and we got the difference 526, and we have checked the conditions step by step, and at the end we moved to the output statement, that is keep up trying. So after that we have to go upwards again to here, again to the inputs condition, input statement, that again you will see a statement on your computer screen that will be saying insert two values or input two values, one for the variable called points1 and one for the variable called points lost. So again we will take the two values given by the examiner. So the second one is 6055 and 2000. So we have inserted the two values. Again we will check the condition. Is the value in point 1 is equals to -1? No, it's 6500. Next step, we have to subtract both the values stored in variable called points1 minus points lost. So when you will subtract 6055 minus 2000, so in the variable called difference you will get a value 4055. So when we move towards the next step, we have to check the condition. Is difference, means the value stored in the variable difference, is greater or equal to 1000? Yes, it is greater than 1000. It means the player has scored points more than 1000. So this time we'll go towards the flow of yes. So there we will have an output statement which is saying well done, move up. Okay, as you can see here, well done, move up. That's the message the examiner has shown to us, which we have to show on our computer screen, or you have to write on your paper. So that is the encouragement message for the player who is playing that game, right? So what will happen when the value inserted in the variable at the start will be -1? So our algorithm will stop at that point. Okay, so that value is at the end, so we have to move towards that value. So let's do the next step. So again we have to take the next value, that is 7900 for the variable called points1 and 9800 for the variable called points lost. So as you can see, we have inserted both values. So same method we have to follow. We will move forward step by step and we will check. So the value stored in points1 is not equal to -1. So we'll go to the next step. We will subtract both the values. So in the variable called points1 we have 7900, and in the variable called points 9800, points lost, sorry, and that is 9800. So when you will subtract 9800 from 7900, so obviously the value will be negative because you are subtracting bigger value from the smaller value, so you will get -1900. So after the subtraction step, let's move to the next condition. Is difference is greater or equal to 1000? No, the value in the variable difference is neither equal nor greater than 1000. So let's move to the next step, that is difference is lesser than 0? Yes, the value stored in the variable difference is lesser than 0 because the value is negative, obviously. So from this condition here, we will move towards the flow of yes. So there we have an output message that is saying sorry, move down. Sorry, move down means you have to move towards the positive values from the negative values. Okay. So after that again we move up to the input portion, and again you have to take two values. This time we have 3000 and 2150. So we have inserted the two values here. So let's subtract the two values, points won minus points lost. So 3000 minus 2150. So in the variable difference we have got the value 850. So we will check the condition, is the value in the variable difference is greater or equal to 1000? No, it's not greater or equal to 1000. So we'll move towards the second condition, that is difference means the value in the variable difference is lesser than 0. So no, it's not lesser than 0. So we have to move to the next step, that is saying output keep on trying. So that message will be shown on the computer screen. Now comes the last step. We have to put this value minus 1, and the second value is missing here. Let me write it for you. So in the first variable points 1, we have to insert minus 1, and in the second variable, which is points lost, we will insert this value 6700. So what happens when we have inserted, as we have inserted the value is minus 1 in the variable called points 1. So what will happen when the algorithm will check this condition, is points 1 is equal to minus 1? So yes, it is equal to minus 1. So we'll straight away move towards the last step, that is AND. Okay, it means our algorithm will end at this step. Alright, so that is why there is nothing written here in the difference box and here in the output box, because the algorithm is stopped. So we will not move forward and we will not check any of the condition. Okay, so that is how you have to fill the trace table, right? And you will get 3 marks for this much working. Okay, and 3 marks for part B, that is saying this flowchart needs to be changed when difference is more than 5000 and the output message is fantastic, leap up 2 levels. Okay, so that is the kind of change which examiner wants us to do in our algorithm, and the message given by the examiner to us which he wants us to show or add in our algorithm. So how you can do this changing? Okay, so you have to write at least 3 steps for that, and you will get 3 marks. So first of all, as we have to change if the difference, we have to change the flow chart if the difference is more than 5000. So for that we have to add 1 extra decision box. Okay, in our flow chart we have to add 1 extra decision box. You don't have to add it actually, you just have to write it in the answer. Okay, you don't have to add it actually in the flow chart and show to the examiner. You just have to write it here in the answer portion. So as you can see, I have written add extra decision box. Then you have to check for the difference. Is it greater than 5000? Okay, and at the end you have to add the extra output message that is already given to us by the examiner, which is saying fantastic, leap up 2 levels, and you have to add it before the flow line, this flow line here, will go towards the input part again. Okay? So that is how you will solve or answer part B. So I hope this question will be clear to you. Let me just quickly recall the whole thing which we have done. We have values given to us by the examiner which we have to insert in the variables which we have in our flow chart. So as I said, you have to add the values one by one in the given variables, then you have to check the conditions, then you have to subtract the values stored in the two variables, and the resultant value will be stored in the third variable, that is called difference, and according to those values you have to check the conditions and write the output messages in the output column given to you in the trace table. Okay, and after filling that trace table, the trace table will stop when you will enter the value -1, and after that you have to do the part B, in which you have to read the statement and write 2 to 3 steps according to that statement which I have just explained. Alright, so I hope this lesson is clear to you all, and best of luck for your assessment. Thank you so much.